Hey everyone, Jack Bowman here coming to you. It is June 18th. TMO on the go. Let's walk and talk. So today, our big news story is Hormuz. How much oil is actually sailing through it? The Saudis announced they got 3 ships through, big VLCCs, the very large crude carriers. This carry about 2 million barrels of oil. So 6 million barrels right through the strait. The problem is that that's just 3 ships. And news of 3 ships is good, but the average daily pace before the war was 100 ships. So we've got some ways to go. The deal is contentious, and there's one thing that has made me very, I don't want to say confused, but the part of the deal that doesn't make sense to me currently is the restructuring fund. So there's dedicated $300 billion to investments in Iran. I don't know what that means. I don't know why anybody would willingly invest in Iran in its current form. It doesn't make any business sense to take on the risk of being nationalized by the mullahs. I don't see there being any sort of longevity in a deal that involves being beholden to the IRGC's will, and especially to Mujtaba Khamenei, who is still in charge of Iran, and he's tight with the IRGC. So the radical faction took control from the centrist faction, and now we're plowing money in. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't think that'll pan out. But if it doesn't, then where does this deal go? Does the deal just fall apart in a year when people realize that that's not going to work out? Iran's not going to just join the West. I don't think it works like that. We can relieve sanctions, we can deal with the nuclear question, but it's seemingly very unlikely, from my view here, that anything but oil resolves. Now, for markets in macro, which is why we're here, oil resolving is the key. Second order effects of the oil resolving. It'll become harder to trust Hormuzian oil in the future. It already has. There's going to be a premium baked into oil for a little while we recover all of the spent fuel reserves and everything else that we've had to expend to get through the war. But there's just going to be a premium on oil out of Hormuz moving forward. I don't see why there wouldn't be. This is actually, I think, a boon for Texas. See, the problem is, if you can't get Arabian oil in the same volume that you could before, because there may be disruptions, because there's tolls, service fees, as the Iranians are calling them. If that's the case, then West Texas gets a little bit more attractive. If we bake in the geopolitics premium, things change. And Hormuz isn't open until we're back to 100 ships a day. It's a market holiday tomorrow, so I will not be making a video. I will be taking the day off, as should you. And I will see you next week, come Monday.